Hello guys and welcome back to Hello everybody. Welcome back to Sensei Ivan, and I hope you're still coaching and training safe. And today I want to talk about one of the most helpful and useful vaults which be not helpful only in parkour, and it has so many different variations and it's easy to learn. I mean, cone vault is really cool and has also a lot of different variation, not just like cone vault, double cone, cone gainer, 360 cone, but this vault is easy to learn. It's one of the first steps you need to learn in parkour, and let's get started. So it's a safety vault. Let's start with the first steps. What you can do with your students is do safety position on the ground, 1 foot, 1 arm. Tell your students to bring your backwards foot in front of you and just balance. Tell them to bring the hips up and foot in front of you. Let's make it more interesting with your students, because for kids it's really hard to understand all the explanation about the hand placement, foot placement, especially if you're teaching young kids. It's about like, oh, place your hand, foot is 2 feet away from your hand, and it's really complicated, like how high your hip should be. Always try to make it easy for your students, especially if it's a young student. Try to make a lot of visual ideas for them. For example, where's the foot placement have to be, where's the hand placement, like do a lot of drawing. If you do obstacle course, you can't stay on the same obstacles over and over and correcting them, right? If you have 6 or 7 stations, if this is a harder station, yes, why not? But if there you have a more station which is harder one and you need to be there for spotting some flips, that will be a problem, right? If you create something more visual which kids can come and remember that, and it will snap, so where is the foot, where is the hand, it will be easy for them to learn and they will learn faster. So for example, draw the X on one side for your hand, circle for your foot, and maybe 2 more X's or circles for other foot, or use the tape or use the cones. An idea to teach them how to stretch the body and stay in the balance. Be sure their hips coming up higher so they're not seated on the ground, and it's a perfect skills for them to understand the move on the ground. Barely touch it or bring it backwards. The back muscles working really well. So let them do a few times this exercise on one side and other side, and you will find which foot is dominant foot for them for safety vault. Okay, now when they learn how to do it on the ground, let's go for the next step. I would suggest to start with small block about the knee height, maximum waist height. Not your hip height, but your student hip height, right? So if you put hip height block of your height, it will be too tall for them. And let's try straight away. 1 foot on one side, 1 hand on other, and bring the backwards leg in front of them. The goal to keep these hips up like we did on the ground and place your foot in front. Let your students do it slow motion first. If they figure out how to do this in the slow motion, they can start doing 2 or 3 steps before the block. I will suggest 1 step. So if the left foot going on the block, right, left. They will start from this position, from the lunge position, step, hand, step through. If my students sometimes doing these mistakes when their foot coming behind it, what I can do, I can draw the arrow and I tell them bring the backwards leg to slide on the arrow. Or if I'm a coaching, I can stay in the front and ask them to give me the backwards leg. For the block, you better start teaching them how to do a dive safety vault. Just want to remind you that we call it a safety vault or a step vault because the foot have to touch the block first, take all impact, and after your hand. So dive safety vault will look like this. You're on the run, jump up, place your foot. You want to run first, jump up, level your foot, lean sideways, and bring your foot in front of you. The next variation, I would like to suggest you to start combining different elements like a tic-tac and the vault. So tic-tac is safety vault. It's a lot of fun. Doesn't matter what age. It's always a lot of fun to play with that. Let's see how it looks like. Tic-tac, step, safety vault. A lot of fun for the kids. If you didn't teach them how to do tic-tac yet from the flat wall, probably you have some angle blocks, so teach them the tic-tac, other foot here, lean on the opposite side, and you can play with 2 steps, tic-tac, and more fun stuff. I want to show you one more safety vault, which is kind of advanced level for students. So teach them 360 jump on the block, they can do that. Don't teach them by the bar because it's not safe. When they learn how to do a spin 360, if they twist on the left, let them land on the right foot. They can do that. After when they land on the right foot, all what they need to do is just land on the side and keep the foot in front of them. Start with small block first. Teach them how to do 360 on the block. Also teach them how to do a 360 tuck jump, because this is a skill. 360 tuck. For the next one, you have to teach them how to do front support first. When they know how to do front support, teach them how to bring the knee to the bar. When they get the knee to the bar, it's easier for them to place the foot. With their hips really low like this, it's really hard to place the foot even on the block. And I have to teach them to balance on the bar. So teach them just stay on one hand on one foot, find the lower bar, maybe some bar which is right on the ground. Teach them to do this first. After that, let them bring the foot, step down, and then learn how to do this. You can teach them jump, cast, step, safety. Last safety for today is going to be safety climb down. Teach your students first how to do the roll on your hips by using your feet touching the wall with your hands. So feet push. Step number 2, keep one foot on the top and you're kind of in the safety position, but turn your hand backwards like for turn vault. Don't know what turn vault is? Watch future videos. I will talk about turn vaults and how we can use it. So turn vault, opposite arm, foot, step, from the safety to cat. If you have some ledge where the kids can grab it, it will be awesome. If not, do it slower. Keep the crash mat on the ground. If their hands will slip, they will fall on the back. Step, step to the cat. You want to be sure you're doing the cat position because you don't want to go and slide down straight away. If it's a high wall or a second floor building, you don't want to jump straight forward. You want to be sure you go to the cat, check the distance between your feet and the ground, and after drop. If more advanced kids, you can do in the run. If you have a high walls and after big drop, the dismount from safety step will be really helpful for them to get safe all the way down. Enjoy and see you in the next video.